Hey guys, my name is Tristan from the CPAPstore.ca. Today we're going to be looking at a few different CPAP masks specified for those with either beards or bald heads. And I know those things are kind of different, but they miraculously are kind of similar masks because those with bald heads might want a more minimal mask, and those masks that are more minimal are typically a little bit better around the nose and a little bit smaller and avoid the beard. So first thing, we're going to be talking about the best beard masks. So the best beard masks are going to be typically nasal masks. Now I know a lot of people need to use full face masks. We'll get to that in a little bit there. But minimal masks like the micro or a P10, where you're going to have a mask like this with pillows, okay? Go underneath your nose and go kind of wrap around your nostril, and nothing really touches your beard at all. You might have a little bit of stuff at the top of the mustache there, but nothing really is gonna touch any facial hair. And that is really showcased with the pillows of the P10. If I put this underneath my nose, you'd see nothing touches my mustache, nothing touches the beard at all. So it really doesn't matter if you have a beard. You can use a P10. It's a great option. Again, here's the micro. So this is the Fisher & Paykel version of their minimal pillow mask. This is the P10. This is the ResMed version of the same mask, okay? I think the better mask in this scenario is probably going to be the P10 because the little nodules are a little more protruding, I guess you could say, and it does a better job of wrapping your nostril, sealing your nostril without going into your nostril, and it does a very good job of doing that while not touching your facial hair at all. Another thing with ResMed is the way that they have their silicone. I think they're the only ones with the patent to do the silicone just very, very thinly at the end. The way they start thicker here and it tapers to a little thin. You can't really see it. It's almost microscopic, but I know they have the pen to do that. And doing so makes it a really soft, good sealing mask. So the P10 is a really good option there. And then the other option is something like a Bleep, which they don't sell in Canada, but the Bleep mask looks like a pillow mask because it has these two nodules here, okay? The difference is they are magnets all the way around, so you put little halos on your nostrils and it just like clicks right into them, and there's no issues with sealing, anything like that. Again, this is a really good mask because it's not touching any facial hair whatsoever. Now back to the topic of being bald. As you can imagine, all these masks aren't leaving red marks on the head, aren't leaving strap marks around the ears and stuff like that because they're only so minimal. So the Bleep doesn't leave anything at all because it doesn't even have a headgear. And the other two, the micro and the P10, again, super minimal, so you might have a little red marks, but after your morning shower, most of them are gonna go away, okay? So these minimal masks are a great option. Okay, the next mask we're gonna talk about are hollow frame mask or tube up mask or top mounted mask. Everyone calls them something different. We call them hollow frame. And here we have three different versions here. The P30i, the N30i Air Touch, and this full face mask, okay? This is the Dreamwear. Now, what's really good about these masks is they are actually pretty good for both baldness and beardness. The best one is going to be the N30i. So the N30i Air Touch has this, and this is the newest mask on the market. It probably came out like 2 months ago. And it has really soft material. And what's nice about it is you can exchange the front here, the N30i part, with a P30i front as well. So I think the P30i, like we talked about, having the pillows is better for a beard because they don't touch as much facial hair. So you can actually take the P30i cushion and put it onto the N30i mask. And there you have a fantastic both bald and beard combo. Now this right here, this combo, funnily enough, is I think one of the best CPAP masks on the market. And it sucks because it's not a real CPAP mask. It's a Frankenstein mask of the P30i cushion with the N30i Air Touch frame. I don't know why they don't come with this on its own. ResMed probably just doesn't want to confuse people using an Air Fit cushion on an Air Touch mask, but it would be so nice if they came up with this because this is great. The pillows are just so good. They dodge everything. They hold leaks very, very well. Barely touches any facial hair at all. And then all of this is perfect for both those who are bald and those who have hair, because one of the kind of sucky things with the silicone is you're gonna find that the silicone grabs hair a little bit more, especially if you are someone with longer hair, but the slick, smooth nature like really glides around and doesn't pull your hair. This is probably a pretty funny image, but I don't know what else to do. Okay, so that is one of my favorite masks for bald and beards, the P30i combo with the N30i Air Touch mask, okay? Now, if you are just wanting to get a P30i and you don't want this one, for example, I know right now it's probably a little more expensive because it is a new mask, then you can just get the P30i like this, and you can get aftermarket liners as well to line the mask, which makes it very soft for those with less hair. Now, those were my best examples for bald beard masks, but sometimes those things don't fit. Maybe you have a really high pressure and a P10 is just not gonna cut it. Maybe it's too hard to exhale. So let's talk about more traditional masks like the F20 and like the N20. Okay, these are both really traditional CPAP mask, very good for high pressure. Now, what I would say if you have to use a full face mask like this, I would get the Air Touch version. Again, this here has the memory foam and it wraps around your chin and your facial hair much better. It's much more comfortable. You don't feel like your little pricklies are bending or like spiking your skin at all. It's better for red marks, and overall it just keeps a leak a lot better if you do have a beard. That being said, the Air Touch can't be washed. So most people, you're gonna wanna wash your Air Fit cushion or your silicone-based full face cushion or nasal cushion once a week. Okay, so you wanna wipe it down with some CPAP mask wipes and then do a full scrub rinse once a week with some dish soap or some CPAP soap or vinegar. Now, because this is memory foam, it's super porous, and if you get it wet, it's gonna soak up water, it's not gonna drain or dry quickly, and it's not gonna be great for harboring bacteria and just overall durability. So if you do decide to go with the Air Touch option, either on the F20 or the nasal version, the N20, make sure that you have room in the budget to buy these guys once a month, because that's what ResMed recommends, because you can't wash them and clean them as easily. I would still get a CPAP mask wipe and wipe the inside as much as you can, wipe around the silicone, but you typically just aren't supposed to get this foam bit wet, okay? And another alternative to that is if you wanna get the Air Fit version and you don't wanna deal with the Air Touch memory foam, you can also get aftermarket liners for the N20 Air Fit, okay? Last thing I would like to note is masks that aren't as good, or one, we just get this complaint a couple times for those who are bald and they just want people to know. And we are very happy to get comments like this because, you know, someone like me might not notice this, but the Eson 2 and some other masks from Fisher and Paykel, such as the Evora Full Face, have a Velcro strap up top so you can adjust the top headgear of the mask. And so this adjustment is really good because it's nice and flat at the top of the head, so I like that. However, there's a really sharp Velcro kind of bit down here that grips the mask in place, that grips the material in place, right here, okay? And this Velcro is quite sharp. For example, if I put my arm here and I'll just scratch myself, watch this. Let's see here. Okay, can you see that? Maybe you can see that a little bit, okay? So, yeah, it's not the best when it comes to scratching the top of your head, or I should say it is the best when it comes to scratching the top of your head because it will leave some scratches there. So if you do have one of these Fisher and Paykel masks, maybe you might want to put a little Band-Aid or some tape at the top there so it doesn't scratch your head, because we have had complaints with people getting like red marks and bumps and stuff from being scratched there. The Eson 2 is actually one of my favorite nasal masks. It's super quiet. I think it's even better than the N20, but it doesn't come in that memory foam Air Touch version. So I would probably go with the N20 Air Touch because number one, it doesn't scratch your face, and number two, it comes in the Air Touch version, so you have a little more flexibility there. Okay, so those are the masks for our beard and bald viewers. Just to recap here, we got the Micro, the P10, and other minimal masks like the Bleep. Those are probably gonna be your first choice. Your second choice is probably gonna be the eye line of masks, specifically the N30i Air Touch. And if you want even a better seal around the nostril, I would create the P30i, N30i Air Touch hybrid Frankenstein mask. It's probably one of your best masks. And then if you have to use your traditional mask like an on-top nasal mask or a full face mask, I would go with the ResMed F20 or the N20, but specifically the Air Touch lines, keeping in mind that you have to replace them rather than clean them. I hope this video helped you pick a mask for yourself. Please subscribe and have a good one.